Why is he such an icon in surfing?
Yeah, I reckon not many people surf the way MR did, especially with style.
To be able to make your own surfboards and take it to that level of understanding is just incredible.
For his whole quiver to be made up of 20s is like, it's pretty crazy.
The fact that he did it on self-shaped boards is infinitely more impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4 world titles in a row, all in self-shaped, self-built equipment.
I sort of persevered with 20s because for me they felt like just putting on a comfortable pair of shoes. I don't know if I can remember life pre-twin fin because it's been such a big part of my competitive career and also my shaping career. I think the first time I saw a twin fin was either Corky Carroll or Rolf Arness in a story in Surfer magazine, and one of them was doing a 360 or nearly doing a 360, which was kind of unheard of at the time. I was riding Jeff McCoy's boards at the time and the whole North Narrabeen crew were all on 20s, and I got a 20 off Jeff and the thing went incredible. It was just a sense of freedom and fun when you rode it. And then I think those boards were around for, I don't know, a couple of years, but they kind of went nowhere. So the next, phase in twin fins for me came in 1976 during the 2SM Coca-Cola Surfabout in Sydney. At the end of the event, Reno busted out a round-nosed kneeboard style fish, little wing swallow on it, and he was just going 1,000 miles an hour. And he was kind enough with me as a young kid just starting out shaping, harassing the shit out of him, going, what is it? Tell me about it. Can you give me some dimension? I'm really keen to go home and make one. The first one I made straight after that event was 5'10", 21 wide, and that's the one I call the Bumblebee twin fin. Everything that I couldn't get in a single fin on a 3-foot wave, I was getting in this board. 1977, I stayed on in Hawaii after the contest season and managed to get a couple of months shaping with Brewer. My shaping skills at that time were all basically self-taught. The main thing I got from Brewer was learning a process of how you get from A to B. He basically taught my hands to catch up with where my mind was at.
The fact that he did it on self-shaped boards is infinitely more impressive. It's unfathomable that would happen in today's era.
So I kind of had the perfect board for tiny surf, the perfect board for bigger surf, but I didn't have the in-between 3 to 6 foot surf, which is pretty much where everything was happening competitively. But he said, all you got to do is figure out or design a board halfway between the two. That should be the perfect board for what I was looking for. That was it. It was like the light bulb just went off. So that was where the outline came from for, the first 20 in 78, which was the 6'4" free ride 20, which was 21 wide. That's the board I rode in free ride.
Yeah, the free ride twin fin, it allowed Mark to do multiple radical direction changes deeper in the pocket than anyone ever before. It was a clear advantage. It was a clear performance leap, probably the most definitive one since Greeno and Nat Young chopped 3 feet off of their longboards and started doing power turns.
I felt good enough on it to ride it in the stubbies. I think I got a third in the stubbies, and then I won bells in 78 on it. And that was like the first of my bells wins. And that was like winning bells, I think in everyone else's eyes, legitimised the design and the idea.
What did I think of the board before I rode it? Yeah, obviously I thought it looked sick straight away. It's got the iconic MR thing at the front, and it's got the full body spray. I kinda wanted to get the red one, but Mikey called dibs. MR actually told me that you gotta keep your feet further in front of the fins, and then as soon as I started doing that, things definitely went a lot smoother for me on it. The rails were a bit, how do you explain those rails?
To a certain extent, the thruster nearly ended my career as a surfboard manufacturer because I was just so associated and identified with twin fins and locked into twin fins. And I was hearing, behind the counter, guys talking softly. They'd come in and they'd look at my thrusters and they'd go, these aren't any good. MR makes twin fins, not thrusters, and they'd go to something else. Well, for me, it totally sucked because it basically meant everyone stopped riding 20s. And I went from actually being able to sell a lot of surfboards to nearly not being able to give a surfboard away. When I started redoing retro twins, the reason I did it was we had a really bad summer of surf in Newcastle, and I was noticing guys like riding old single fins and old 20s and just old boards, and I kept looking at them going, wow, this is weird, all these young guys are riding all these old boards. And then we were finding that we were getting guys coming in going, do you know where you can find an old single fin or an old twin fin? And then I kind of got the idea, because I used to joke, it's a shame we can't make brand new used vintage twin fins, because if we could make brand new used vintage 20s, bash them up a bit and make them brown, like we could sell the shit out of them. Everyone wants one.
Really excited to try this new super twin fin out from MR. Twin fins are known for being easy to ride and going really fast and holding speed, so really excited to get out there and try that and see how fast I can go and see what kind of surfing I can do.
I think we're in a really golden era of board design for recreational fun surfers who are probably like 99.9% of the surfing population. Right now, there's been no better time for those surfers to walk into a surf shop and find a board that they can actually have fun on, improve their surfing, and find it easy to ride.
Twin fins are fun. You know, in the modern culture of surfing, it's never been more open-minded, kind of the ride everything mantra. You know, you don't get blasphemized for showing up with a 5'2" twin fin or a 7'0" mid-length. I mean, you could ride just about anything, especially if you're riding it well. Obviously, Mark Richards and his achievements on twins are a huge part of the culture and the past that allows that to kind of happen.
Yeah, it's great. Like, you go to the beach and everyone's got a completely different board, and for want of a better word, it seems like it's cooler to actually have something different than to have a standard rounded square thruster.